Hey guys, this is Wayne Hooser with BassBite.com. I'm here at ICAST, and I'm telling you, I'm here with another cool product. It's fish flocs. And one of the pros I'm interviewing today is Greg Hackney. And he's going to tell you a little bit about a couple of summer patterns, one for a grass lake and one for a non-grass lake. So Greg, if you were going to go to a lake that had a lot of grass in it, what would you be doing right now?
You know, the biggest thing I would do right now, I would distinguish what type of grass it is.
Okay.
You know, if it's hydrilla, because you'll fish hydrilla one way and milfoil another.
Okay.
You know, normally on a hydrilla lake, I look for an edge. Those fish in the summertime on a lake that's got hydrilla will be, you know, they'll be on a defined edge on the outside.
Like on the river channel or creek channel?
River channel, that type of deal. The edge of a big flat. I like a big flat. Now, the reason I like a big flat is that's an area that'll hold a big school of fish.
Right.
You know, you're not fishing for isolated fish out there. You're looking for groups of fish. So
right.
I'll be, you know, looking on that deep edge of the grass, and normally on the edge, most lakes are going down in the summertime.
Right.
You'll have some new vegetation putting up out there.
Oh, okay.
And
so that secondary shelf.
Yeah, that secondary shelf. Those fish will have a tendency on a hydrilla lake to move, you know, with the grass. As the grass grows, they just keep moving out with it.
I got
So
you.
I'll be looking for an isolated clump of grass, you know, a little tip, someplace where it's grown out, a point, that type of deal. Maybe a deal where the creek, you know, has a real defined turn,
right.
You know, on that flat of grass, you know, that type of deal. Preferably for me, if the grass is up high enough, you know, say 5 or 6 foot off the bottom, or some lakes even, you know, growing 15 to 20 foot deep, you know, I'll take a big weight, a big jig, you know, and go down the edge of that stuff and flip it.
Right.
And, you know, normally when you catch one, you just, you know, I'll do that pretty fast till I catch one. When I catch one, I'll settle down, because normally, you know, there'll be a group of fish around me.
I got you.
Milfoil, on the other hand, sometimes fish relate to milfoil on the edge, but they'll have a tendency, because milfoil in the summer will grow up and mat over, and it will have a tendency to unleaf.
Okay.
And so what it does is just open up, so it looks like a thick mat, but actually underneath it, it's wide open.
Okay.
And those fish will have a tendency to cruise out in it. And it'll be more of a frog bite. You know, I'll catch some flipping once I find them, but the deal is they're normally on a milfoil lake easier to find with a frog because they're not on the edge.
Right.
They may be 30 yards back in it, so I can make long casts. You know, and fish down that grass fast, I'll get me a blow up or two, and then it may be a deal where they quit the frog, and then I'll get out there and flip, you know, in the place where, you know, where I got those frog bites.
Right, right. And you're trying to punch through. You're trying to punch through the mat when you're flipping that milfoil. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah. I'll use a true tungsten slip sink. I like tungsten because it's so much smaller than lead.
Right.
And normally I won't. In the hot summertime, I'll normally go a little bigger maybe than I have to, because those fish like a fastball.
Right.
You know, I don't want it just to break through. I want it to break through and go through fast, because I want it to surprise him.
Right.
Make him. You get a reaction. He may not be hungry. He's laying on that mat, and you surprise him. And the bass is an opportunist.
Right.
You know, he makes his living from eating. That's all he does is eat, and hang out. You know.
Right.
So the deal is, when that bait drops in there, you know, if it's falling fast, he thinks it's getting weight. You know, he'll get it a lot of times. If he's active, I'll catch him with a frog. You know, out of the water.
I got you. Now, what about in a lake that doesn't have grass? But what would you be doing this time of year? Would you be out deep, or would you try to fish shallow?
Not necessarily, because what happens a lot of times this time of year, the temperature is so hot now.
Right.
You know, a lot of the country right now is having, you know, 90 to 100 degree temperatures, and what'll happen unless the lake has current. Now, if the lake has current, the deeper water will still have oxygen. But what'll happen on a lot of lakes, they'll start to stratify.
Right.
You know, and what'll happen, the oxygen level in the deep water goes away.
Right.
You know, and so then the oxygen level is actually better shallow, and I'll start looking for good shady cover, real shallow. I mean, you'll have some extremely big fish in a footer less.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think that, but the deal is that's where the comfort zone is.
Okay.
You know, he's looking for some shade, whether it be boat docks, big laydowns, undercut banks. I mean, you know, we go to a lot of places in the country in the hot summertime that have no vegetation.
Right.
You're a 5-pounder swimming down the bank, because that's where the comfort zone is.
Right.
Also, another deal that's happened, the bluegill spawn. It's the tail end of the bluegill spawn, and a lot of those big fish are still cruising around, you know, around the brim beds.
Now, do you ever use that true tungsten swim bait, that new one they've come out
do.
with for that brim bed fishing?
I do. I use the actual brim, and they have a new 5-inch that's small. Depending, you know, if the lake's got big brim and big fish, it's a big bait. And that's another thing that happens in the summertime. I don't finesse in the summertime. I use big baits, because those fish, their metabolism goes real fast. That water's hot, so they don't eat as often. But they want a big, you know, they want something that lasts.
Right. So you're not using a little finesse.
No, I don't
you're
finesse
using
in the
like
summertime.
big worms, big baits, that type of stuff.
You know, because they, you know, the deal is, you know, fish in the summertime have a tendency to be a little leaner.
Right.
You know, and the deal is because their metabolism is so fast, and they're using their food source. You know, when they do eat, they're using it up a lot faster, so they'll have a tendency to hit bigger baits when the water's hot.
Well, I got you. Well, Greg, thanks for all that information. Guys, if you can't catch them after that, you can't catch them. That's good information, guys, and we'll catch you next time on bassbite.com.